Mr. Rav, let me have your reaction concerning what Ohanaeze Ndigbo said. Ohanaeze Ndigbo said that the federal government should release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Then, Mr. Rav, Rocha Okorocha, Bianca Ojukwu, Benjamin Kalu, now is Ohanaeze Ndigbo that call for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Do you think that the federal government will listen to the call of this very group and individuals that call for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu?
I think Tinubu is not the kind of person that has that kind of passion for Igbo man to excel in Nigeria, industrially, commerce-wise. Then politically, I think he has actually pocketed the whole region of the country, put them inside his hanky, tie it and put it inside his pocket, and he has turned his back solely, generally, on Igbo people. Tinubu doesn't have Igbo man, in his heart. Tinubu is a core Yoruba man, and I can tell you that the way his approach towards the Igbos is the most non-sitting in recent time. Nobody has been able to do like that. I mean the past Nigerian presidents. So you want to tell me that it's Ohanaeze Ndigbo that will teach Tinubu lesson, that they will teach him that this is right, this is wrong. You want to tell me that it's Ohanaeze Ndigbo will come out and tell Tinubu, why should you release Igbowo and leave Nnan? This is too ethnicized, politicized. This is too tribalistic. This actually indicates you are a tribal bigot. Tinubu actually understands that he is. So having not interest of the Igbos at heart, he actually leaves Nnamdi Kanu to rot in jail. That is a hate. That's an abhorrence. He so much detests the Igbos. So the question you ask me, I'm telling you that I debunk, I reject and renounce the Ohanaeze going to Tinubu to tutor him on moral guidelines. And what standard? You know what? Tinubu is a father. Tinubu gives birth to my age, people that are even my senior. I do not need to tutor him. I do not need to come here and tell Tinubu, do this, do that. Bajabi Amila is there. Onanuga is there. Delalake is there. He, Tinubu, is a man. I don't know what I understand. So the Igbos should begin to count their teeth, their dentitions with their tongues. Actually, that this administration is against them. They turn their back on the Igbos because actually they know that Igbo man has gone. So what they do as a politics in Nigeria is to bring the Igbo man down.
So, Mr. Arab, don't you think that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will listen to the call of Ohanaeze Ndigbo and release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu before 31st December of this very beautiful year?
Verbum sapiente. Verbum sapiente. A word is enough for a wise man. That's the meaning of that Latin or Greek. Verbum sapiente. See, listen and listen good. You don't teach an elderly man on how to discern from good to bad. I don't know what I'm saying. The ability of discernment comes from what? The elderly themselves. They know how to take decisions. Because God has actually endowed the elderly with what? Discerning ability. They know good, they know bad. So if you ask me, Ohanaeze Ndigbo, Benjamin Kalu and the rest of them visiting Tinubu, begging him to release Nnamdi Kanu is what? Mockery of Igbo nation.
Mr. Ben, why do you say it's a mockery of Igbo nation? Why?
Because Tinubu knows good, Tinubu knows bad. Tinubu ruled Lagos State for 8 years. Tinubu is in control of Southwest politics. What are we saying? So where are all these wisdoms are coming from? When Bodijo was arrested, the Fulani Meiti Allah chairman or whatever he calls himself, the Fulanis, they gathered in group and threatened federal government, threatened Yoruba Igbo everywhere in Nigeria, and they released Bodijo under 2 weeks. I don't know what I understand. So let us use our wisdom. I'm an Igbo man. I don't beg anybody. Igbos are not supposed to beg. We should apply the law and we follow the law. Kanu attended court sessions various times, and the Kanu was exonerated, discharged, and acquitted of any crime. Kanu did not contravene any Nigerian law. Kanu is a free man. Tinubu, the courts, and so on and so forth within this administration, even the past administration, keep on committing court contempt, disobedience of court order is a common.
Mr. Ben, let me have your reaction concerning Ohanaeze Ndigbo saying that the federal government of Nigeria should release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Also, we've heard that the federal government have also released some MAZOP, some IPOP members. So, remaining the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But from a reliable source, we heard that before December 31st, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be released. Mr. Ben, what is your reaction?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you are watching us from. I remember my humble self, Evangelist Benjamin Johnson is the only Biafran evangelist that speaks nothing but the truth and ready to end by the truth because the word of God says so. Yes, good and fine. Let me tell you this. Hear me and hear me clearly. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be released unconditional. He must be free unconditional. If the mighty Allah leader, a man with the arms cut by Federal Republic of Nigeria, not approved by Nigeria, and he was caught with the arms, sponsoring arms, and he was freely released and is working freely, then you are detaining and keeping a man that don't have anything, a man that did not kill anybody, a man that did not handle any pako, the man that did not handle any machete, the man that have never harmed any Nigerian. And you are detaining him. Injustice in Nigeria because he's an Igbo man. Improper injustice in Nigeria because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for the truth. Is fighting for the purity. And is fighting for justice. He never supported injustice that have been going on in Nigeria against the Igbos.
Now, Biafra evangelists, who are you blaming now? Are you blaming the federal government?
I am blaming the federal government.
Politicians,
Excuse me. Number one, Igbo politicians are not the one that say we are one Nigeria. It is the government of Nigeria that say we are one Nigeria. Yes, Nigerian government is saying we are claiming that we are one Nigeria. One Nigeria was never be a statement from the Igbo politicians. It was Nigeria that give that word, that statement to one Nigeria. Now, if truly that we are one Nigeria as they said, a almighty Allah leader could be released. Why won't Nigeria release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu if you are one? After Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have not committed anything. Even if at all, the Igbo politicians, people like Ohanaeze Ndigbo, people like Hope Uzodinma, people like Hope Soludo, people like Peter Mbah, these are the imposed governors. Nigeria imposed governors to the southeast. Who they have promised, they have reached an agreement with all these imposed governors. And that is why you see them working against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is why you see them speaking against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is why you see them going against Simon Ekpa. Because of what? They were imposed on us and they were being used against us because they are eating from Nigerian pores.
So, Mr. Ben, do you think that the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu would calm down this insecurity situation in the southeast? Okay, let me put the question straight like this. Do you think if federal government should release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to them, that the seats at home will be automatically stopped?
Listen and listen good. Let them free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu first. Number one. Then number two, we talk about sit at home because sit at home was as a result of the kidnapping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and his unlawful detention. So when you release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu first, then we talk about sit at home, because sit at home will become secondary issue. Are you getting it? And let me tell you, sit at home will be suspended, because the reason of sit at home, or what prompted sit at home, was the detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So by the time you free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you definitely, the people of sit at home will surrender, will hand over.
All right. Last week, Kalu Benjamin, the Deputy Speaker of House of Rep, asked federal government to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now the apex Igbo body now, the Ohanaeze also make the same call. Do you think that the federal government will listen, unlike what you said, unconfirmed reports that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be released before 31st December? Do you believe that report, or do you believe that federal government will listen to the call of Ohanaeze?
Let me tell you, Ohanaeze has never added any value to the Southeast. We the Igbos have never profited anything from so-called society called themselves Ohanaeze. Their real name is Ohanaeze, organized to their pocket, not Ndigbo. Are you getting it? And Benjamin Kalu is speaking on himself. All this set of people doesn't have the charisma to speak when you are making mention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The people of the quality of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu are people like Donald Trump, Putin, Benjamin Netanyahu. That is the set and the caliber of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Not all this local entity you are talking about. Who know them? What have they played international? Which record do they have in the Western world? I get it. So let me tell you, if they are releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they are not. Federal government is not releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu based on Benjamin Kalu's statement, nor based on Ohanaeze words. Not even by the support or the backup of the imposed governor from the Southeast not to release him. If they are to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they are releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because of what? Fear of unknown. And what is the meaning of that fear of unknown? Where am I pointing at? The man called Donald Trump coming in power. 2025 January. Are you hearing it? The Westerners, the outside powers, positions, the integrity and policy is what will make Nigeria to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let me tell you, Nigeria is a country that don't value constitution, because they don't obey constitution and they don't value human rights or human life. You understand? So they no send all these people that are saying all this in Nigeria. The people they are sending, they are looking at is the other side. The people out there in the overseas. These are the people that will put. Let me tell you, ever since for years, they have been holding IPOB members in detention. Do you know that May, November 29, they released some. Currently now, they release some again. Do you know why? Do you know why? They are releasing them because ICC, they are calling Nigeria now.
So you don't think that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the one behind the release of the IPO members that you?
Let me finish what I'm saying before you come to this. Let me tell you, as I was saying before you cut me up, I don't like somebody cutting me off when I'm in the spirit of speech. The fear of ICC, because Nigeria doesn't want the world to see them as the worst country that demoralized human rights. That is what you see them. They are playing it as a game so that they will not see all this. Even by the releasing of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, not because of Benjamin Kalu or Ohanaeze Ndigbo saying. They want to, they are trying to dodge ICC. They know the crime they have committed. They are trying to dodge away from it. Because our PM is waiting for them. ICC, Nigeria need to. appear, they need to appear because they don't know the law. Nigeria needs a little lesson. Excuse me. They need a little what? A little lecture of what they don't know, of what they have been doing, acting against the Igbo man. Then Igbos are ready now to bring them up and to lecture them. We need to lecture Nigeria. See what is happening in the court. The way one man was addressing. So let them come. I think they believe they go to school. They will see the difference between education. People who go to school and the people that school go through. There is a difference between somebody going to school and that school going through you. Let's go there. Then, based on what you have said, I'm not giving Tinubu any credit.
Why?
I am not giving him any credit. I'm not giving him anything at all.
What is the president?
The reason is this. If you need credit, my brother, you are a human being. Abi, you have spirit, you have soul. Do I need to tell you what is right and wrong? No. Let's be sincere. Because you are not a kid. At your age now, you are not a baby. You should be able to know the right thing to do, the good thing to do. Are you getting it? And whereby you are doing something, and because that is what makes you a human, whereby you are doing something, and somebody is there and you are not getting it right, somebody advice is needed. And that is why you have a presidential advisor, Abi. Then that's why you have the people.
Around him now, Yoruba advisors.
Are you getting it? Another thing is this: the public opinion. Forget every stupidity in the street, but inside the stupidity there is an atom of truth. Are you getting it? You pick it. I said, when you do this, how people will applaud for you, to you, will shock you.
So you don't want to give the president Bola
I am not
Tinubu the
giving
credit
because he didn't act when he's supposed to act. He didn't do what he's supposed to do.
but it's under his government that those people.
Listen to me. I have told you, ICC, the fear of ICC
So it's the beginning of wisdom.
is the beginning of Nigerian wisdom. They are running away. They are trying to dodge some things, some concrete evidence that was a PM, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, was holding against them. Confirmed one. They are running away. Nigeria is running away. And that is why, they have seen it that in Mongolo, ICC, Mongolo and India, they are the one handling it, you understand? They have seen it. There was a time they invited the India president. What they did not know, they tried to make inquiry from the man. It's like the man have given them 1 or 2 chiefs. So they decided they kind of let us be little bit, the fear of that ICC is why Tinubu is at Nigeria is acting like this. So I'm not going to give him any kudos.
All right.
Because nothing stops him. Let me tell you this. I want to mention these 3 organizations. According to the law of Nigeria, Section 238, subsection 1, stated it that after the court rule finish, in a case, somebody like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, these 3 organizations, these 3 departments have the right to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Number 1 is Mr. President himself, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But instead of him to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he said that he want to revisit the case. And they started carrying the case. And every time they hold the case, do you know how much he spent?
All right. Number 2.
Then number two is Attorney General of the Federation. Are you getting it? Then the 3rd one is the UK, the British, in whose son he is. Are you getting it? Are you hearing me? These 3 parties, but what did they do? None of them have done anything. And all these things was written in Nigerian constitution and it's under UN, which ICC is going to include it on the things that Nigeria is going to face.
All right, Mr. Ben, thank you for speaking in our platform today. It's a nice place to live in because of our time. Please, sir, we would like to have you on our platform tomorrow. Thank you.
God bless you. You're welcome.
All right, sir, I say want to counter him on what he was saying. So, sir, let me have you, Mr. Olajide, here concerning what he was discussing, that you want to counter him.
Anyway, well, I only want to counter one aspect of his discussion, saying that the fear of Donald Trump is beginning of why Nigeria are probably thinking of releasing Nnamdi Kanu. But I want to tell him that Donald Trump has never supported the cause of Biafra. He has never supported the cause of Igbos. 4 years of Donald Trump, give me statistical evidences of what Donald Trump did for support of Igbos cause in Nigeria. Give me. I want to be learned. I want to be, a lecture. I want to be tutored on your facts, on your evidences. Give me empirical facts and figures of what Donald Trump did in the first 4 years of presidency of America. What he brought to fore in the course of the Biafran struggle. It didn't bring anything to fore. This is the same Donald Trump that stopped Okonjo-Iweala, that the whole nation have elected to become World Trade Organization and vetoed it. It didn't allow Okonjo-Iweala to become World Trade Organization president. I didn't aware of that fact. It was when Biden came to power that overruled Donald Trump veto power. Listen, you had your point, you had your floor, please. I didn't interrupt you. I like to have your word. I didn't interrupt you. I didn't interrupt you, please. Learn to be decorum. Learn to be civilized. I didn't interrupt you, please. Let us be civilized. What did Donald Trump do? What did he do to Biafran cause? That should give us evidences of what Donald Trump did to Biafran cause. For 4 years, he was in power. So, what is that giving them the assurance that Trump is going to do anything to Biafran cause? I've just told you. I've just reminded him that an Igbo woman, Okonjo-Iweala, a foremost, a reliable, a caliber of people in the southeast who serve the two governments of Nigeria, a responsible, a world-acclaimed economist. The whole world recognize this is something. This is somebody with something upstairs. She served in World Bank, and the whole world elected Okonjo-Iweala as the next World Trade Organization president, or is it DG or president, whichever you call it. But Donald Trump vetoed it. He did not allow that one to assume office. Is it an Igbo woman? Is it a Yoruba man? Is it a Yoruba woman? Is it an Hausa woman? Is it a Fulani woman? Until Biden came to power, overruled that veto. So if Donald Trump could stop such a brilliant woman from attaining the post of assuming the post of World Trade Organization, who is telling them that Donald Trump is coming to help them in the second coming? Where did they get that evidence? Where did they get that fact? They should come downward and let us look inward to a solution of the grievances that Igbo has against Nigeria.
Okay, what is the solution? How should Mazi Nnamdi Kanu be released?
Good.
So what is the solution now?
God bless for that question you asked me. Look, any good father who loves his family, who runs his house well, if there are grievances from your children, your first daughter is not happy, your second son is holding to himself, a good father will call them, my dear children, what is the problem with me as your father, or with your house, with your mother, or with this home?
But the entire Igbo nation, all others are just all your thought. The entire Igbo nation have asked the federal government of Nigeria to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Number one reason is that for the insecurity in the southeast. Number two, for the sit at home in the southeast. That please, let me mention those that have made that call. Rocha Sokorocha, Bianca Ojukwu, Benjamin Kalu, the deputy speaker. Now the apex body of Igbos, the Ohanaeze Igbos, also plead with federal government that they should release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The information we are trying to gather now is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be released before 31st December. Now, you are telling me that there should be solutions, we should come to dialogue. But there's a lot of solutions, there's a lot of dialogue. Even the court judged that federal government should release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But up till today, they refused to release this man. And the insecurity in the southeast is increasing every day by day.
I was on my course to come to that point you raised, that a good father will call member of his family who are aggrieved, I was on the way to answer that question. If you come to that point you are saying, and it's going to be part of the response I'm going to give to you in answering your question. Federal government is supposed to, as the leader of the country, as the overall leadership of the country, supposed to be magnanimous in calling any part of the country that says they are not happy with what is going on. Call them to a table, one-on-one discussion. Ask them, what are your grievances? What do you have against this state that makes you be this? They are showing discontent with the country. And federal government should have exercised that leadership qualities to have been magnanimous in calling every section of country that are free aggrieved and ask them what is their problem. What was the at those points that are making them to be that are responsible for their grievances and address it. Those ones that they feel that will threaten the country, will tell them, hello, these areas, can you get sorry for now? And they will be able to reach an agreement, come to a round table discussion, and come to a solution of those things of that's not making them to happy. And implement it and redress it and correct it.
Are you sure that the federal government is ready?
The successful government that be in power has not done so. Not that they have been suppressing, they have been disregarding whatever they have been complaining about. They complain marginalization, they complain that they are not heard. All those things should have been formed the reason why federal government should have called them.
Or deliberately refused to attend to those issues.
Yes.
What do you expect them, especially those on the street, should?
That's what I'm saying. But because you have a failed government, people who are not representative, who were not the people that we elected to power. If we were there to be our true representative, the people that got our mandate, once they are part of the country not happy, they will have quickly redress it. Because we are not the one that put them in power. They are not responsible to us, so they do what pleases them. That's what causes these grievances, this matter escalating. But what I'm now saying is that government should be magnanimous and call them to a round table discussion and discuss what their problem was and see how they can resolve it and take a practical step of addressing it. Now, concerning the release of Nnamdi Kanu, I support those who have made the call that should release. I believe that if Kanu is released and federal government give me a mandate, come, we are releasing you based on the fact that we want you to be an instrument to peace in the southeast. How can you want you to meet your people and douse the tension that have been going on in the southeast? Please sit at home, insecurity, all this, go back home and bring it to a lowest level that it does not even exist again. If that is the terms and conditions of releasing Kanu will what was it? Or they release him not even based on that condition. They say, look, we want you to be an instrument of peace in this country. Make sure this does go back home and down this session. And now let us see what are the grievances you people have against government. We can sit down and discuss it. That guy will surely work towards that. So I support the call for his release by Ohanaeze, by Kamilu, by whoever is calling it, because that guy will be an instrument to bringing peace to Southeast.
Right.
After that, they can then sit back and then see what is the outcome of what the grievances will be.
All right, thank you, Mr. Olajide.